I think once you become a coaster enthusiast and you start to do some research on the various rides located around the world, you start to accumulate a bucket list. What are some of those top tier rides that you just gotta get to at some point? Manufacturers are constantly coming out with new and crazy rides, and they're located often in these faraway countries that you don't think you'll ever get to. But I've had the wonderful opportunity of doing roller coasters in North America, Europe, as well as Asia, but there are still so many rides out there that I would love to get to at some point. So in this video, I'm gonna be taking a look at my 20 bucket list roller coasters. Now, because new rides are constantly getting built, I'm only taking a look at roller coasters that are currently operational. So sorry, no Iron Gwazi, no Velocicoaster, no Walibi Belgium Mega Coaster. At the time of the recording of this video, those rides are not open, but there's still some really cool rides out there that I want to get to. And so because I haven't ridden any of these, I'm not going to go too in depth into them because I haven't ridden any of them. But again, this is in no particular order. So let's kick things off with some of those rides that I want to do and start with Formula Rossa, the world's fastest roller coaster at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi. Now, this is a bucket list ride for me for obvious reasons. It's the world's fastest roller coaster. Even though there's supposedly a trim after the end of the launch that just kind of kills your momentum, I would love to know what it feels like to ride the world's fastest roller coaster. And actually, the layout does look pretty cool. I mean, it's not as tall as, Top of the Dragster or King of Decada, but that's okay. Just the fact that it hits 149 miles per hour is incredible. Now, the next roller coaster we're going to be taking a look at is one of the 3 RMCs around the world that I have not ridden, of the ones that are currently open. And I do love my coasters by Rocky Mountain Construction. All 3 of the ones that I haven't done do make this list. But the first one I want to take a look at is Zadra. This is the first ever ground up iBox creation that RMC did. It's located at Energylandia in Poland. And it just looks so cool. It has a fast-paced layout. I mean, Iron Gwazi is, a lot of people are talking about how that looks like the Zadra of North America. I mean, Zadra just looks like such a beast of a ride, and it has a cool medieval theme, so I can't wait to experience it one day. Heading over to China, we're going to be talking about a lot of different roller coasters in China. This is Soaring with Dragon. And the reason why this is a big bucket list coaster for me is because Pantheon is being built at my home park, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. And this is the closest ride to Pantheon. This came first, of course. It has that swing launch. It has a switch track that's super cool. And it's just a really strange, awesome layout. I mean, I really would love to experience this attraction, and actually it also has a really dope light package at night if you get the chance to see it at night. Fly is the world's first Vekoma flying coaster, is located at Phantasialand in the new Rookburg section. It just opened earlier this year. And wow, this coaster looks so incredible. I started following the progress for this thing as soon as I heard that it was getting built. I got to see a little bit of it when I went to Phantasialand. I mean, they kept it pretty under wraps. It was hard to get a view of it, but now that we've seen inside the whole themed area, it just looks like a total package. It is a fully immersive themed experience with a really fast-paced, cool layout. I have some friends that have ridden it, and they all said it was incredible. So yeah, this is a big bucket list roller coaster for me. Let's go back over to China. There's a lot of really cool Gravity Group and GCI roller coasters over there. And just because there's so many, not all of them are able to make this list. I really had to kind of pick and choose what are the best ones, at least to me, that I would love to experience. And one that came up on top for me was Wood Coaster at Night Valley. This is a full-on terrain coaster, crazy fast-paced layout. It's a GCI, arguably considered by the few that have gotten a chance to experience it as one of the best GCIs out there, maybe one of the best wooden coasters in the world. So yeah, I really want to experience this ride for obvious reasons. Medusa Steel Coaster is the second of the 3 RMCs. This was a conversion of the original Medusa. There was a CCI roller coaster located at Six Flags Mexico in Mexico City, and when they converted this, it was the first ever coaster to feature a barrel roll down drop. I mean, it's a very cool element. We now have seen that on Twisted Timbers as well as Storm Chaser. So yeah, it just looks like a really great ride, and I hope that I'll be able to get on this one relatively soon. Fingers crossed. Our next roller coaster does not have a permanent home. This is actually the world's largest traveling coaster, Olympia Looping. It makes the German fairground circuit, also occasionally makes its way over to the UK. It means that getting a chance to ride this one will be actually pretty tricky. It's gonna require some clever timing, especially since I do not live in Europe, so I'd really have to find the right time in order to go ride this thing, because it's constantly bouncing around. But I've heard that Olympia Looping is just incredible. I loved Mindbender at the West Edmonton Mall, Galaxyland, and this just looks like the king of Schwarzkopf coasters. And just the fact that they're able to move around to various locations is incredible in of itself. Going back to China, again, of course, there's so many crazy rides there, but this one really caught my attention the second I saw a video of it. Wow, Dueling Dragons. I mean, this is the spiritual predecessor of Dueling Dragons at Islands of Adventure, which was the pair of B&M inverts that were just interlocking, narrowly missing each other, but now we have an inverted coaster and a sit-down coaster. I mean, wow. You got multiple launches. The tracks actually connect where you have one going underneath and one going over top and then just narrowly passing by each other. And even though I've heard that it doesn't really duel that often, I mean, the chances of you going to the park and only one side being open, I've heard are pretty good, which is unfortunate. I'd love to be able to experience both sides, but still, just the fact that this ride exists is absolutely insane. This is a huge bucket list coaster for me. If I'm going to China, you can sure as heck bet I'm gonna go visit this place. There are only 4 Intamin prefabricated wooden roller coasters built around the world. I've had the chance to do Balder at Liseberg and El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. I got to see Colossus at Haida Park, but unfortunately didn't get the chance to experience it. But the last one is located in South Korea. South Korea is not exactly known for their roller coasters, but they do have T-Express at Everland. Really looks like a cross of El Toro and Balder. I had a couple buddies go out and ride this thing and said it was great. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those rides that I might have to make a trip to South Korea for the sole purpose of experiencing this ride. It might have to be one of those countries that I tie in with the big China trip because again, we're gonna go back to China. This ride is very significant for China because this is the tallest roller coaster in the country. It is Coaster Through the Clouds. It's an Intamin hypercoaster over 200 feet in the air. Really bizarre looking layout and almost an even stranger color scheme. The orange and green is really just an odd choice, but it looks like a really cool experience. It's just one of those massive layouts that, yeah, I mean, this is a huge top tier ride. And the last RMC they'll be making this list, the last one that I have not done of the ones that are currently open, and that is Untamed at Wallaby Holland. I had the opportunity to do Robin Hood, actually in its closing year, and I didn't think it was too bad. But this RMC just looks so sweet. It's the one that holds the most inversions on any of them. It's got 5, and wow, just looks so cool. It looks like a mini Steel Vengeance. I mean, the amount of elements that they packed into this layout really is astounding. I already talked about Fly at Phantasialand. That's a very cool looking Vekoma. Another new Vekoma that I would love to do is Lech Coaster at Legendia in Poland. It was actually one of the first of its kind. It kind of sparked this new wave of fast-paced thrill rides by Vekoma. And we now have Abyssus coming to Energylandia, which does not make this list because it is not currently open, but that is another one that I'd love to get a chance to do. But yeah, Lech Coaster just looks so amazing. I would go to Poland for this place as well as Energylandia. And while we're talking about Energylandia, I mean, we gotta mention Hyperion. This is an Intamin hypercoaster. It just looks absolutely insane. It towers over the park. It's located right near the front entrance. It's also got a very cool looking theme. I mean, it's not a very heavy theme, but I just love that black with the blue lights. It also reminds me of what Universal's doing at Velocicoaster. Yeah, Hyperion, really cool ride. I mean, the fact that they have this, Zadra, and now Abyssus makes Energylandia a big bucket list place for me. Like South Korea, Taiwan is not exactly known for their roller coasters, but they do have one that looks so freaking cool. It's pretty much clickbait coaster the ride, and I'm not talking about Diving Coaster Vanish. I'm talking about Gravity Max. Whoa, this is the only Vekoma tilt coaster in the world. Now, we have had a couple other tilt coasters open up. They're all by Golden Horse and they're located in China. And actually, some of them look pretty cool. You have Battle for Jungle King in the same park that has Soaring with Dragon. That looks pretty neat, but I would love the chance to do the original tilt coaster by Vekoma. And I mean, the tilt is pretty much the main reason why I'd ride it. The rest of the layout doesn't look like anything crazy, but I mean, this just looks like one of those rides that would just be really fun to film, and I'd love to know what it feels like to experience it on tilt track. I mean, it looks so weird and cool. Now, the next one on this list is actually 2 roller coasters, and that's because it's a clone, but I'm only going to count them as 1 for this list, and that is Hypercoaster at Land of Legends in Turkey, as well as Flash at Lua Adventure in China. This is a Mack Rides multi-looper that's a full-on hypercoaster. It just looks absolutely insane. It's a full package with just a ton of different elements. Looks really cool. I mean, this might be one of the most defining roller coasters Mack Rides has ever done. It's a big bucket list coaster for me. It's a shame that it's located way up in the middle of nowhere, China, and I'd have to go to Turkey to Land of Legends to experience the other one. But maybe, just maybe, I'll get around to it one day, or hopefully, maybe Mack would build a 3rd one and built it maybe in a location that might be a bit more easily accessible for people like me. The very first ride that I mentioned in this video was Formula Rossa at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi, but the Met Park is also home to a second roller coaster, and that is called Flying Aces. This is Skyrush's sister coaster. It doesn't look as insane, but I do love Skyrush, and this just looks so cool. I've heard from some people that this is even better than Formula Rossa. It actually goes upside down, also features one of those non-inverting loops, just so weird. And now they're building, I think, a zip line through the coaster. I don't know. It looks really cool though. So let's go back to China for one last ride, and this one is actually a bit more well known, and that is Shanghai Disneyland's Tron. And a lot of people know this because it is currently being built at Magic Kingdom. So I'm definitely going to get around to the one in Magic Kingdom before I get around to the one in China. But still, this ride looks so cool. I mean, wow, just the theming. I mean, it doesn't look like the craziest layout or anything, but it's all indoors and just the most beautiful structure ever. Wow, I can't wait for this to come to Magic Kingdom. I don't even like Magic Kingdom. It's one of my least favorite parks. But man, I would love to go there just to experience this roller coaster. It's probably the only reason I'll go back to Magic Kingdom, honestly. There's only 3 roller coasters left to talk about, and there's one in particular that is very different than the rest of the rides on this list. Every other roller coaster we've talked about just looks like it has an amazing layout, brilliant theme, just a really cool bucket list ride. But this one I would love to get the chance to do just because it looks so weird and just funny, and I really do love the theme. I'm talking about Wilde Hilde at Schwabenpark in Germany. This is a family coaster, but it's themed to chickens! It's hilarious, and it has this amazing soundtrack by Imascore. It's like a total bop, like you're listening to it and you're like, yeah! Chicken coaster! So, I mean, the park is kind of located near Tripsdrill, which is another place that I absolutely love. But would I make the venture out to go to Schwabenpark to do the chicken coaster? Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, this is the one that is kind of different from the rest of the rides on this list. I just really want to do the chicken coaster. Sorry. Australia is slowly becoming a bucket list destination for theme park fans because they are building 3 new roller coasters in 2021, but the ride that kind of started it all, that made people want to go there, is DC Rivals Hypercoaster at Warner Brothers Movie World. And this is a mock rides hypercoaster, just looks absolutely insane, crazy layout, beautiful color scheme too. I love the purple, and it has a backwards facing last row that, I mean, holy cow, going down that twisted drop facing backwards just looks insane. So now the fact that Australia is getting some more really cool looking roller coasters, I definitely want to get out there and do it. I'm determined to do DC Rivals one day. But we only have one more roller coaster left to talk about, and those are going to be my 20 bucket list rides. The last one that I would love to get the chance to do is Taiga at Lennonmachie. This is an Intamin multi-launch coaster. Just really compact roller coaster. Again, I love the color scheme, the blue with the black. Intamin multi-launch coasters are really starting to pick up. More parks are starting to invest with them. And I mean, I love Terran, and this doesn't have the theming, but it does have those fast-paced elements, really cool looking inversions that, yeah, would I go to Finland to ride this roller coaster? Absolutely. So I'd love to hear from you guys. What are some of your bucket list coasters that you'd love to get to? Obviously, I didn't get to all of them. There's so many rides out there that are really cool looking that I'd love to get the chance to do. But there were 20 spots. These are the ones that I picked. And I'd love to hear from you guys what you think of this list and what are some of those rides that you are determined to get on one day. So if you're new to the channel, I'd love if you could subscribe. We do roller coaster and theme park videos from places all around the world. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Yeah! Chicken coaster!